Okay, so we're going to go over the dental formulas that you can use for looking at different skulls. And the dental formulas are looking at the numbers and types of teeth, of course, that we have in these different skulls. We've already talked about what the types of teeth can indicate. The number may also indicate some degree of relatedness. So for example, if you had something that is in a group but it doesn't necessarily look alike, but it has the same teeth type and the same number of them, then that would indicate how related something is to another organism. All right, so the dental formula is just a way of keeping track. This looks like a mathematical formula, and in a way it is, but it's not really. The line does not mean divide. What it means is top versus bottom. And the other thing is these little dots do not mean times. And in fact, in your lab book, they have it written out not with times, because we're not multiplying, we're actually adding those things together. And the 2 means that we're only going to be counting half of them. This just makes it a little easier, quicker to walk around the room and do. So we're going to be counting or looking at half the teeth on the top and half of them on the bottom. And because organisms in this room are bilateral, that means that they have the same teeth on the one side versus the other. All right, so everything is the same. When we get all done, we're going to have a number here that is the number of incisors, numbers of canines, number of premolars, numbers of molars on the top, and we're going to multiply that times 2 to get the total on the top, and then we're going to do the same for the bottom, and we're adding those 2 together to make the total number of teeth. So again, this is not a mathematical formula. You know, it's just a way of keeping track or keeping tally. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to look first with, I believe in your lab book, they had the gorilla. So we'll look at the gorilla. We've already kind of gone over the human teeth or looked at the human teeth just a second ago. But what we're going to do is look at the gorilla. We're going to do half of the upper jaw and half of the lower jaw. All right, so if you look at this, this has 2 incisors. So 2 incisors on half of it. Notice it has 2 on the other half, but we're only counting half. And so I'm going to write then the number 2 here, okay? Then the next thing is that it has 1 canine. It's hard to tell the premolars from the molars, but I am guessing 2 premolars. And again, I would have to see the juvenile, and that would make 3 molars. And likewise, I'm going to count the same on the bottom, 2 incisors. 1 canine, 2 premolars, and 3 molars. All right, so I'm going to add those together. So this would be 3, 4, 5, 8, and this would be this 8 also, times 2, so that'd be 16. Whoops, I should have written it out. Times 2 equals 16 over 16. And then that's going to give me 32 total teeth. All right? Now, if you notice, that's very similar. It's the same as humans. Right? Okay. The next one we're going to do is a beaver. All right? So this is gorilla. Beaver. So just looking at this, we're going to do there's 2 canines, I'm sorry, 2 incisors, right? So half of that would be 1. Remember, there is no canines. That's what we went over before. I should write a line here because it's hard to tell. And then if you look at the premolars and molars, hard to tell apart, but I'm guessing 1 and 3. Likewise, 1 on the bottom, 0. It looks like 2, I'm sorry, 1 and 3 again. Okay, so that gives you 5 over 5 times 2 equals a total of 20t. Okay, now we're going to do the dog, but I'm going to let you look at it and decide. Okay, so this is the top and this is the bottom of the dog. Okay, so we're going to look at the top first. So the top would be how many incisors? Canine, premolars, and molars. So you're going to have to guess at what you think premolars and molars are and check on the document provided to tell you whether you got it right or not. Notice there's a difference between those two. Okay. The bottom.
Yep, whenever you're ready.
Okay, again, incisors, canine, premolars, and molars.